Imagine a world where luxury meets adventure, and every journey feels like a masterpiece. Welcome aboard motor yacht Unbridled. An exceptional charter experience where every detail is tailored to your desires. From thrilling water sports to moments of pure relaxation, every day brings new horizons. Step into the future of chartering aboard Unbridled. Available now.
Love fishing, and the boats just keep getting bigger. That's my story. I really enjoy Unbridled. Great platform. It gives a lot for the owners. And the history of Unbridled from an expedition background pretty interesting to the Riggy family. A lot of their diving and F1 investors have such a good reputation. Talking about good reputation, you have Katie Carter of IYC.
Hi.
Katie, you'd like to tell us a little bit about yourself, IYC? Yeah.
Sure. Thank you all for joining us on this beautiful NCU morning. I am Katie Carter. I work at IYC, which is one of the largest global companies for yacht brokerage and charter. And I am originally from Washington, D.C., born and raised. And I moved to Fort Lauderdale in 2007 to become a SEAL on yacht. And then 4 years later, I got into brokerage. And I was really happy to talk about the innovations that I've seen in the past 10 or so years of 14 year.
Thank you very much, Katie. And there's something I learned this morning about charter agents, the charter brokers. There's a lot of things in the industry that we don't know. But I think it's enjoyable if you have time after to start questions about some people in that position, just to engage with. The next is really close to my aunt, Aubrey, from a company called SeaKeepers International Society. Maybe, Aubrey, if you just start with introducing SeaKeepers, which is something I'm very proud to be a part of, although every menu is upgraded. But they've got great tools that we can use to kind of go around the world and collect data that they've used. And then we'll go into questions later. A bit about yourself and a bit about SeaKeepers would be wonderful.
Absolutely. So my name is Aubrey. I'm a program development manager at the International SeaKeepers Society. And we're a nonprofit organization that promotes oceanographic research, conservation, and education through direct partnership with the yachting and boating community. So our main programs get vessels involved with supporting marine research by facilitating scientist-led expeditions where you can host marine researchers aboard your vessel, and also citizen science projects, like as Captain Liam mentioned, where you can collect data or samples to help researchers scale their projects worldwide.
Fantastic. Any other questions? Just point out, want to introduce themselves. You've got Taylor here, with a great follow for Marathon. Got a waste research project. Yeah. We've got a really interesting crowd. Venezuela down here, my for this Charter Itinerary. Then we have Sasha of Fort Bottle, who went that fourth to the left. Other stuff, we have Sasha of Charter Itinerary, which is something that really, it's a game changer. There's no other way to compare it to another product. From the technology side, from the exposure, and for the tool that you have to quickly adjust to create itinerary for the brokers to present to the guest, but also to adjust the itinerary and use as an interface for the guest to kind of help the boost through their week and plan it out of the Fort in Europe. And we talk a little bit about yourself, Sasha, up and off the weekend. So we'll have subjects today. Last year, into the bad part. Yeah, so when you're trying to itinerary to roll through the lake, and trying to something housing is doably that you want to safety, stat, with post-charted long world, our busky, very simple, the founded by Q charter expert, and they just want to make everyone likely here to want. Yeah, the word factor is that with the same level of luxury and five that hold that before from development that we get an inquiry to the moment that broker actually funded Captain as a nation. But if you find an upload, you think that a month, safety and everything. Think like it's been fuckable. Of Italian origin, unfortunately, haven't held on to the time because they lived in old countries for a long time. But here we are. Where's the headquarters? So we are Swiss-based with offices in Mallorca, Monaco. You're also able to find us in Barcelona on small airplanes as well. So just give us a call and we'll be able to reach you whenever you'd like. Very much. We'll go on to some questions now because that's what this is about, all this wealth of knowledge here.
So I dive into the different things that they think will enhance the charter experience at yachting and probably the next adventure, which is quite challenging because the industry will keep trying to exceed and exceed and exceed. That's why this kind of series of seminar, and this seminar in particular, is important. It helps us look forward a little bit to 2025. So we'll go first. Who wants to start? Let's go. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Okay. So how has technology changed the charter industry, and how can industry professionals use these innovations to gain an edge? So how can the technology change the charter industry? How can industry professionals use these innovations to gain an edge?
I mean, it's an interesting question. The industry can sometimes be a bit of a scary term. I think, at least for us at Charter Itinerary, it's really about using technology to supplement what you guys are already doing.
We've got a wealth of experience, like you mentioned, so many years working in the industry. It's just our goal is to help you guys do that faster, do that better. And I think from a technical standpoint, what we see is that technology can give you a really good standard to present your clients with the same high level of presentation, whatever you may need, whether it's an itinerary, the yacht proposal, a preference sheet that's easier to fill out. And at the end of the day, we give you the platform, but it's brokers, the CAs, and everyone else that provides the content for their clients because you have the wealth of knowledge out there. And simultaneously with that, obviously, with the trend we're seeing in the industry with more remote locations coming up, and I'm sure that Chris will talk about that a bit later, we do want to give you the tools to be able to feel comfortable. And so we try to help out where we can in that sense with information, pictures. Restaurants, anything that we can help you, that can help you convince the client to try something new, to try something that will be memorable for them. And I think that's kind of the crucial point there is.
Sure,
there's also a lot behind the scenes with Charter Itinerary as a cab that I kind of got a bit involved in. Not so much the automation, I think, is coming and the content gathering, like we do the phones and all these companies. In the industry, we're seeing a lot of companies that gather in a lot of content. And it's going to get towards a point where that content is going to be shared or used to try and expand the industry. And that's kind of something I'm personally excited about. But what I see in Charter Itinerary is you're sharing, you have the opportunity to share a lot of the captain's data, which is quite good. When we plan an itinerary on their website, you can go to certain destinations and it already is preloaded, kind of the law-renowned places. So between Charter Itinerary and comes up Super Yacht Services Guide, it's quite a good tool we now have to plan, whereas before it was kind of Google, make some phone calls, use your own experience. So that's an innovation. What you're doing, we're in the forefront of changing the industry.
Well, that's very insane. Of course, that is what we try to do. So we do provide, like you say, a lot of locations globally, about 10,000 now. We provide you content, we provide you images that you can use. And then obviously it's up to you, right? So the idea behind Charter Itinerary is giving you, like Liam said, flexibility to do what is best for your client. So you can use our content and you can start with our content. You feel comfortable with the destination to build an initial proposal. And then like Liam said, editing and resharing the same itinerary over and perfecting it as the inquiry moves along is also crucial. So you might start with a base of our own content and our own information, but then you are able to also add your own and say the client might want to visit specific places in doing their research as brokers. You can, of course, expand on what you've done. And obviously, as a software company, we try to make things easy. So the idea is that you only have to share in our case, the link with your client once. And then as you update it and as you move forward, that client will just be able to also get used to the platform. I think that that's very important. I think it's important that clients feel comfortable with how the information is displayed. And obviously, having that from the moment they inquire all the way to disembarkation, having that same layout
having that thing look and feel to everything just makes them get used to it and they know where to look.
Well, we just had a full, I don't know if anyone's aware, but we had a full, the owner on more than 10 guests recently. So the crew have done an amazing job. They always do. They've done an exceptional job right now. We use Charter Itinerary then to engage what options they have. So they wake up, they follow a link, and they'll be able to see what options they have in Antigua. So I really appreciate it. Like I said, you're on the forefront of things. It's very exciting. You can new trend. So brokers can use that. People can engage with it. Exactly. Katie. Any questions? How was it over there?
I'm a big fan of Charter Itinerary. When I think it,
IYC is one of the leading international brokerage firms specialized in charter sales. They do an amazing job, not only the presentation, but also the content they use in sharing. They're really always happening at the forefront of the industry. So, pleasure to have you. What are the innovations you are seeing in charter market?
well, the first one is super simple and but so useful for us, and that's convertible staterooms, which means in one of the cabins, the two twins will become one king because we have such different configurations of charter guests. When the owner comes on board, it's probably, the family and they don't maybe need it, but it's very useful for charter. So I'm loving seeing that because 10, 15 years ago, I didn't see it so much. There is a company that does carbon offsetting services so that clients can offset the greenhouse gas emissions produced by charters. Of course, Starlink. Enough said. We love it. People love it. Can't get it up. I'm seeing more of the beach clubs on the stern of the boat. It's utilized to have a nice space where the guests can hang out. But then in addition, the aqua parks, which are the inflatable pieces that come off of the stern and provide even more use of the boat, so that it extends the outdoor space, and there could be that, and people are requesting that more and more. Of course, the innovation to reduce the gasoline that is used with toys, but also we're seeing more and more interesting innovations in toys. I'm getting a lot of requests for e-foil, and I feel like every 6 months there's a new cool toy, wing foil, something new to learn. And then one of the yacht gear of the show has a laser tag setup, which is super cool.
Cool.
So one thing about this industry is we're always innovating and finding that new cool thing for people to enjoy on board and make their trip that much more fun. Another innovation the past few years has been we can upload the client experience on board by bringing an external entertainment provider to match the charter profile. And with young kids, you bring on magicians, entertainment specialists, their favorite superhero, to celebrate a special birthday or anniversary or life events, or we bring on musical acts. Then we'll talk about for years to come, and we view the work especially well for multi-generational charters with immersive experience like luxury treasure hunts and murder mysteries with professional actors and customized details for that family. Grandma has a role, the 6-year-old does this. And at the end of it, they bring it all together and send the family home with a video from their experience. So, anything we can do to make the clients happy, keep the kids happy, which keeps the parents happy, and just keep them enjoying that lifestyle on the water and coming back year after year is what we strive for.
Yeah, fantastic feedback. And very into what you said, coming back year on year, that seems to be one of the biggest challenges, because that's what's the negative with the wireless industry, with repeat clients. You think it's about 70%, or what other charter brokers or the other charters if you can return?
I think charter or ownership is different for different people throughout the different stages of their yachting, lifespan. So I've had clients that chartered their entire life, and then they moved into ownership because that was the right decision for them at that time. Or you get out, or the kids are now in college. So everyone has sort of this different needs. I also had clients that owned motor yachts their whole life, and then they triggered a sailboat from me because they just had never done that before. So it's cool how we can always meet all their needs within what they want.
It's a very dynamic industry because it's also location-based, aren't we? Kind of the same yacht at the same location every year. A lot of clients come from different locations, different yachts, which is kind of the next chapter. What Kevin was going to talk about is the expedition side of things and the destinations like Antarctica, like Greenland, Cooks and Joe, kind of presenting their clients with really exclusive opportunity to either engage with the cultural side of things, the environmental side of things, or another side of things.
Well, I can comment a little bit about destination if anybody else wants to, but what's really cool is seeing like those newer places embrace the yachting in terms of the provisions for the crew and, you know, the first class marinas for crew to come and plug into shore power. Like it takes quite a few years. So Costa Rica is a great example of a method coming amazing currently a destination that has really been putting a lot of work into the infrastructure, the marinas. Golfitos in particular has a fantastic marina, and all when you come to the Belmont zone right there, and then Costa Rica is a great destination for the more active, adventurous traveler. I have clients that are diehard surfers, and they go to Pavones, which is the second most consistent left-hand break in the world, and they're on that thing all day. And so I feel like there's something for they're not the Royal Flash crowd. And so I'm enjoying seeing new destinations come up and be available and provide the services that we need.
And do you see yachts actually, yachts moving to there? Or do you see something that you request the yacht to go out the yacht base there? Panama, Mexico is what a unique area.
Yes. I'll be there in January myself. We have Ladea too will be there. She's doing circumnavigation, so she'll be in Costa Rica for a little while. We have a couple of yachts based there actually. Next chapter, some pretty big boats that are based there. So their owners and clients do. We just didn't want them to go there.
And then cruise from Costa Rica up to Mexico. Then that was at the end of Panama. That's kind of where they're based themselves in that corner of the world.
It kind of depends because you could do Alaska and then come to Alaska and then Costa Rica winter. But for example, Piscina O is in the Caribbean. They go to Panama and be in Costa Rica for January, February, March. And then they'll go back to the Med.
Then the founders got Serengeti, we got the exact, the Alaska season, which is quite 2 months special. We actually got spearfishing in Alaska. And what they love the water, like they like, well, they're the divers captain we work with. We're very passionate about it. He gets up there and he shoots a salmon that the fish as they come and feed there. So, Unbridled adventure, follow Zach Calder. My Instagram, love just Serengeti. Yourself, Sush. How's it with? We're Manina, we're Pinto. And you see more trends and more yachts going there over the years?
It is, yeah. And thank you, Katie. But yes, more people are want to go to Costa Rica. It's really a different destination, new destination. That would be great. We have for space for 10 mega yachts, up to 360. And so everybody is looking for a new destination. And we will have a pleasure to have Katie in January with us. And also, I just want to add that with Aubrey knows we are working and we signed an agreement with SeaKeepers.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, SeaKeepers is with the University of Costa Rica and Marina Evo. We're signing an agreement to build a research center here.
Yes. It's just important to add there. Kind of what makes it special is that 6% of the biodiversity of the world is located right there in Costa Rica, in the South Shoal. In fact, you can really say we're one of a kind for that. The amount of flora and fauna you see in water and inland is actually dramatic. It's quite different. And I mean, just like Katie was saying, I mean, we have one of those African waves, right? The second longest wave in the world. Thank you. What percentage was it? 6%.
of the world's biodiversity.
Oh, wow.
So it's flora and fauna, just ridiculous. It's much, And then there's 4 tropical theatres in the world. There's one right over there. So actually that area became a humpback whale heritage last year as well. So depending on the season, it could be during, U.S. winter, which is kind of our summer right now, or our rainy season, right? Different attractions throughout the year. So it's really a fun place.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Would have been a Costa Rica. Thanks, and then we're going to go on to Aubrey here. And I'm sorry we're not going to put the undertone on all the conversation, but all that you're here and that's your expertise, or if that's fashion to be about. As you know, I'm very passionate about it. Single-use plastics you talk about, the research we talk about. Well, what ways charter brokers can enhance the yachting experience by using SeaKeepers on board? Because there's a whole other side of SeaKeepers that a lot of people don't know that.
Exactly, yeah. So as part of our Discovery Yacht programs, charter vessels who sign up to participate to all of our programs, things like Citizen Science, evacuating which Motor Yacht Unbridled and contributing data to, and also our scientist-led expeditions, which I find to be the most impactful way to really give back to the marine environment. The hands-on seaweed donation is going. So hosting marine researchers aboard your vessel will not only give you a unique charter experience, it will combine an expedition with a charter trip where they can go off, they can learn firsthand from the marine researchers, they can participate alongside them, doing things like shark tagging or humpback whale acoustic monitoring, understanding more about the environment. And that way your charter guests are going to care more about the environment by participating in these experiences. They're going to want to connect more with nature and just preserve this beautiful environment that we get to enjoy on these wonderful super yachts.
Well, it's important. I mean, I my email and used to be save our sea, save our world. And then recently I've changed to save our sea, save ourselves. You depend on it becomes that dire that it needs to be individual understanding of the own ocean. We're blessed with core dive instructors on board, sea dive masters, and a lot of the other crew. Alex is a wonderful dive instructor who worked in the past as well. A lot of other crew have engaged starting their diving adventures. But there's something also that I want to say under research. It's not just for charter, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So I know it's come up, the carbon offsets. It's sort of like a karma credit. So if, you're chartering a vessel, but maybe you have a full boat, it's completely full, you can't host researchers on it. You might still want to do something on it. You might still want the local region that you're traveling in, and that could be maybe doing an extra week charter, or you just have the researchers on board, and then maybe you guys have a day of overlap where they can share with you what they got accomplished in that time, what they donated and contributed to. You could also do day experiences where you're not just these marine researchers on board your vessel, but you're maybe just going out for a day or two to observe their work, do a shark tagging experience so that you can help them to deploy more tags in the area, or do some coral restoration, treating coral with issues like so many coral tissue loss disease. You might want to be in an area that you're getting to do some diving, also contribute back to the reef and make sure it's a better place than it was when we first arrived. Having a really positive impact wherever you go and making sure you're getting that karma credit as well.
So we go to the economics of yachting a lot with the chartering. We focus on the end user, the charter, or we focus on the charter approach, or the captain's economics of it all. But there's also, what I found with SeaKeepers is you've got the tool, even if the guys not on chartering. All those cabins are available for the researchers to come in those destinations and do their research, which is free. And that's 3 or 4 opportunities where it's lined up perfectly for the researchers to go on board, use the tags and swordfish. So it's important that his yacht captain that work with their own SAD doesn't have to be a charter. We can be as the mechanics of a yacht sitting in Antigua doing coral research. We're in New Bedford, they wanted to join us and use our tenders. And they work with you as well to minimise the cost. So it's important that I really push out to the industry. Don't put this on the end user. Don't put it on the client. they're a benefit to us. They're the people that support this industry, the owners and the clients. So the more burden you put on these owners and the clients, the less you kind of get back, and it creates a friction experience. What I love with Charter Itineraries, and we had a seminar on the business at Yachting, and there's some great information in these two brochures here. But I think it was Bert Knowles from IGY Marina, which is a great company. He creates a frictionless experience. And a lot of times I think if you can have these researchers on board outside the charter world, create the content or the videos, provide to the guests, provide back to the owner, that's something they can share with their families irrelevant of the charter experience. So I just want to say with SeaKeepers, it's not just about that end user or the requirements or asking the question, can they do it or do you want to do it? Just embrace it and take the challenge on yourself. You know what I mean? Now's a better opportunity if anyone from the audience has any questions. Deborah from Yacht Race. I'm happy. It's not a question, isn't it?
It's when the keepers pipes and fabric. What they're doing to the barometers, providing a dip of the system for an attendant to tow at night to maximise the charter.
Okay.
And it also works in remote areas, which is now becoming a trend. They're always connected to your tender, and hopefully, because we'll be able to like this tender.
Yeah.
So we're a new tech company, but we're trying to help when it's live edge at Saltry. And it's also going to be our Brist.
I know your choice. It's a great
and
company.
you're going to be testing it and feeding back to us.
Absolutely. We love our 42 HCB. That goes into enhancing charters. Tenders are a big part of it. You know, $1 million, there's 2 up there, and then 1 in the water, 42 HCB. The technology of tenders is really advancing for the communications, the styling, the equipment on board, the advantages, batteries, refrigerators. That's also another important kind of technology or advancement we're seeing. I mean, yourself as a broker, what are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts?
What innovations or what trends or what type of, what do you see that enhances a client's experience for the best?
Well, touching on what Steve said, I think companies like what Charter Itinerary is doing is making it easier for everybody involved. You've touched on that as a captain, as a broker, it makes things easier. I think it enhances the client experience as well. I also think that these new rotations are popping up, and sharing that information with people has been really helpful for whether it's Go Fido, or I know I went to an event like this in Monaco on Timor Leste and learning about that. So I think we have a lot of knowledge in this industry, and just being able to share that with each other helps everybody. And I think that the more you can lean into that, you go sort of not similar to this on Tahiti as you have coming destinations and Charter Itinerary. We provided information with them on leading Australia, South Pacific. So I think the more that we can lean into working together as an industry, the better we all are.
So then I ask you the question. Just introduce yourself to everyone here.
I'm Hallie, and I'm a broker with the Super Yacht people out of Australia and Florida currently, but moving down to Australia in 2 weeks.
And I love Australia. So the question I ask you then is, how do we do that? How do we not spread the words of the wrong narrative? How do we create that exposure, and what tools do we use? I know it's a curveball of a question, but how do we create the exposure? Because there's traditional marketing methods. Well, I saw an article this morning, I'm starting to get into AI a little bit. We spoke about it, Katie. There was an article this morning that now around 60% of the content gathered is digital marketing and social media. And so what do you think? Do you think that's a space that this industry is going in fast enough? Or how would that information you're sharing, like Australia, Charter in Australia?
Yeah, absolutely.
The traditional boat shows.
Well, I think the introduction of social media, and specifically in this industry, are usually getting bigger and bigger. So it's like Lotte Goblin, they have a social media expert on cruise that all they do is social media. And I think if you look back like 3 or 5 years, we think about telling a captain to convince the owner that you need a full salary position for social media, that's crazy. But I think now that's becoming more and more normal. And I think that end users are also just consumers of social media. People are very visual. They like short form content. They like to see the drone footage. And I think that with technology, you're getting accessibility to these things that used to be, you know, you have to plan a photo shoot and make it a big deal to have the boat out there to get the content. And now you're able to have a crew member on board doing drone footage, making a daily video at the end of the charter, right? You're able to give the guests this video of their experience. And then it's not just a charter, but it's like a memory that they have for the rest of their lives. And
something else with that is I think our generation, we love to have content. Myself, I can speak for, like, I feel like I'm always taking videos and pictures, but when you have crew that are doing that, I think it allows the charter guests to be able to just relax and know that, like, they're going to have the memories without having the pressure of having to capture it. It allows them to live in the moment more freely.
Well said, well said.
Thank you.
To be up in the next panel, I think.
Do you have a question? You had a questions?
Yeah, I've got a question. My name's Zoe Carlson. I'm a journalist here on the island. Thank you to Leah, thank you to Alex and some of the boats. And yesterday, I came around with a couple of young girls from Antigua who are interested in careers in super yachts. Now, this is a very exclusive show. Quite right, we think this is a corporate business show. But my question to anybody really is, would you, as a skipper, as breakers, like to see something like this a little bit more open to invite young people from the island seekers to say, hey, this is what it's like working with super yachts, and to actually help them and encourage them, because they do need that encouragement. It's quite tough on an island like this to find training, to find opportunities. And I would love to see this show more open to young people. And some boats, the boats welcome us entirely, but I would really like the view of the people here, as if you would think that would be a great opportunity for young people on board, and if there would be a way to do it.
I'll probably answer it initially from a big picture, if that's okay. I have full respect for the Antigua Yacht and Charter Australia. It is a broker event, but it's specifically designed as a broker event. And I think it's really important you give the space for the brokers to have the time to look at every vessel, and they are the key to this industry. And Morgan Johnson, who we work with abroad, the utmost respect the time for, and those brokers are really working hard to allocate all the time they have while in a small period. We gather all the brokers around the world, different companies, to show them what these yachts are. So from an initial onset, and that's me being very honest, I like most sides of things. I believe the hit at the end and the balance, they're uncomfortable conversations sometimes. But from an onset, from a broker's perspective, I think it's involved enough space for them to succeed. You're a Sean Martin, our charter agent. It's busy days, and you make sure their time is allocated really well to show these brokers unbridled. This is the only chance they have to see it. So, that being said, though, Eddie or yourself, did you want to say something about that from broker's perspective? Or
Well, I've done that in Fort Lauderdale because we do need old crew to, needs that hand and juniors to provision and want to learn to be an engineer. We need kids to learn that. So we have brought kiddos on board in Fort Lauderdale. Do you guys see that?
Yeah, we're starting to get really involved with a couple of local charities, and I mean, we're looking to reach out to everybody to try and see what can be done so that we can be more effective. But I think maybe not during the show, but either a few days before or a few days after, do a special, introductory to the locals and small communities. We've gone to some schools locally during our time during the show, but Tuesday morning, and there's school supplies. We got boats who were crossing over from the Med to bring over backpacks and donate sheets and supplies that they're no longer going to be using on board, and we organized to deliver those to communities and schools. So we do take our time. We're starting to, which it's hard to get the rubbers to join us and do that because they're frazzled and busy and focused. But when they do take a few hours of the morning to do it, the wording is eye-opening. And I think we can try and find a better time gap to do it. But I think it's essential. Once you start speaking about it and you propose it to the boats, to the brokers, they want to participate. They want to get back. They want to help bring the communities and appreciate, them sharing their lands with us. So it's going to happen. We just need to talk about it more and bring our attention.
Yeah, while we're on the topic of education or for youth, one of SeaKeepers programs in our Discovery Yacht program is youth education. So we have a junior SeaKeepers program where globally based right now in Florida, but it hopes to expand worldwide. We take high school students and you get them career development, whether it's marine science or yachting related, showing them what the various opportunities are for them in the South Florida area. We also host floating class days for underprivileged children, and that's been happening around the world. We've actually collaborated with Captain Liam Devlin to host a floating class day in the Caribbean aboard her vessel, and just teaching local youth about coastal ecology, about water quality, various marine science career trajectories that they could have, getting them out on a boat, which some of them, either they're living in island nations, maybe and near coastal, have never been out on a boat before. So getting them that exposure and just showing them the opportunities that are out there that they might have never been aware of previously.
Thank you very much. That was my dream, is to obviously permission to regional space. My dream is often being an extra day room, extra morning. Thank you so much for your responses.
Just so you get an answer from the whole panel that way. Right? I think from a charter itinerary point of view, not so much from a broader tech point of view, like everyone said, I mean, Hadley mentioned social media, we mentioned greater exposure, we said we had to talk about it more. It's important, you know, I think everyone on the island, everyone around Antigua has a phone, has social media, has access to the tech. So it's important to just drive that conversation also through to everyone's going to be able to see it, and that is going to bring a conversation forward more and more. So might not be us, but there's tech companies popping up right everywhere in the industry, and it's important that we learn to collaborate and we don't shy away as brothers, CAs, tech companies here, you know, always collaborating, working together, and then helping arrange this work. And we are huge believers, you know, in it moves from tech to the real life experience, and it should be the case for you as well. For all that wants to be in the entry.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for just. We have Kevin O'Connor joining us. With a time just a business, so showing the hot seat, the sunny seat as well. Yeah, I'll address that. Sorry, it's pretty over. But in closing that question, I think it's important to identify. I mean, where's the Antigua Barbuda Coast Fund there?
Ocean Trust. The Antigua Barbuda Ocean Trust.
Ocean Trust. Antigua Barbuda Ocean Trust. When I've had a lunch prior to joining here, most islands I go to, I really try and get to the locals somehow. And the SeaKeepers Services Guide really helps me do that. Caroline, I reached out to her, kind of a lot of local companies. And I tried my best to touch base, and even with Adopted Coastline, which is, at a show of hands, who knows where Adopted Coastline's office is? Alex, you always know. You get 3 hats. So the coastline between here and Nelson Stockyards, a small place that sells arts and craft. Not a similar product, but it's an environmentally aware company in the island. And for me, it's hard because we spend all this time and money, and we see big companies and NYS and a lot of different companies coming in externally to the island. The Antigua Charter Show, there really should be more of a push. And I did my own review from a corporate perspective of no, but the real answer is yes. The locals should be embraced. The environmental sustainability shouldn't have to come from SeaKeeper. It should come from Adopted Coastline, local companies like this, and employees or volunteers that come. You know, we welcomed you on board yesterday. It's brilliant.
So thrilled. They're interested in a career.
Yeah.
But come on board and see what it's actually like.
Yeah.
It can really help us to think.
You saw the crew at lunch. So it's important we engage as yachts and as captains. We are responsible. We can put it on other people. We can put it on, the owners. We can put it on charter guests. But as a captain, you have a responsibility to look after your ocean, have a responsibility to train your crew well, physical, mental health, and also engage with the locals and embrace those opportunities you have and kick back. Corporate English. You be aware of things can help the interesting. Help crew meet rest areas. That's a good iteration. His crew asked for charter. Yeah. Something experience. Once with my younger days, I was pushing crew a lot harder. I used to think, you do it hard, right? In their work theory, I do really well. It's mental health. Data-driven person. So it will lead you to mental health, physical health, all those kind of things. And that's legit kind of get pets out of information did from all the different swan watchers. Yeah, and see that. No, but that's available. I mean, it's Super Yacht Fitness is a company up here in the gentleman, Glenn. Yeah. Super Yacht Fitness came on board, and the crew loved all the cookies and the biscuits. They like the sweets. But he has a wearable that does track that now, and you get a certain amount of points for your physical wellness and your mental wellness, that you can have a bit of a competition with crew.
Can I just say one thing I'm really in the industry? It's like I supply machines that help in waste management on board. They're revolutionizing like the ability to make your boat stay at night with run pendants, sure, improve the hygiene on board. The bags that get shrunk and sealed for non-cheap. True, those produce bee juice. So you can store them on board for 2 weeks. So they're much variable away from the marine because of it. I also have a glass crusher and crushes glass and sands. And this sand is a lot of glass bottles are plastic reinforced glass now. So this machine turns, literally drop the bottoms into the machine, then turns it into sand in a second. Wow. And this sand can be used for construction and resold. Okay. I'm working with the wine company, the supply of wine and water, to try and collaborate, but being to arenas that collect the sand, and then we can donate it to disaster relief sand bags. So
that's great products. It's great initiative, and it's a really good audience have put together as well, and crew as well joined, which is fantastic. And some great vendors, great rovers. Kevin O'Connor delivers one-of-a-kind travel experiences focused on extreme exploration and tangent with yacht chartering. Me, I come from an expedition background. Until the age of 30, I pushed every corner of this ocean I could push. And then I got married to my beautiful wife, my beautiful kids, and they don't like me serving the sharks anymore. So that's my story of expedition, but I'm still passionate about going places. What are your top 3 extreme destinations, Kevin? If you want to introduce yourself or saying about yourself to the relaxed panel.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry to be late on the panel, but we're an adventure-based travel company, so we do everything from land excursions to yacht charters. And I'm really appointed head of yachts and joined about 6 months ago. Prior to that, I was the captain for 15 years. My yacht's up to 90 feet. So much like Liam, I had the travel bugging me early, spent a lot of time in remote destinations, and was lucky enough to join rod boats that actually ventured off into French Polynesia, different parts that the majority of yachts have fishing too. So we're here again to be ran off the back here, collaboration to work in program. We're not a sexual agent ourselves. We work in tandem with brokers, and we do trips all over the world. Brady have done a trip to Papua New Guinea. It was a young tech entrepreneur and his new wife went on a honeymoon in Papua New Guinea. And unfortunately, we only got 3 weeks notice, but we were able to send one of our project managers on the ground to Papua New Guinea to really live it for the first 3 days. I done make the local contacts, do the respectful tribal welcoming ceremonies. You really got the permission, then contact on the ground to make sure that the script was a level being trimmed instead of something that we're walking on eggshells around the community. So Papua New Guinea is definitely a very exciting trip. We've had a lot of ability to happen with that you would live with that. We obviously love Antarctica. It comes to Antarctica, and it's just such an amazing place. It's obviously very complicated. We have yachts down there. But we work closely with 2 of the really big boats that do go down there every season. And we're trying to work hard to get some bigger boats and some other people to get down. It's such an opportunity, and it's a once in a lifetime thing for us to do with Spear. The other area now, I'd say, trending obligation would be Greenland. We had an ownership last year, it will be first 5 days of the summer, where they normally would do a midsummer and rotate guests in for 5 weeks every week. So we managed to convince them to go up there, and they did the same rotation they were doing the med with their guests and family route. We also added a support vessel with icebreaker with Elliot involved in Greenland. Is just such an unclassified, in monitoring and getting inside is separate than the part of the trip. So having helicopters in part of it.
Yeah, but I've been to Greenland, but Greenland just opened up at International Airport.
They did, yeah. They're actually starting flights this year from JFK in New York. So it's really the time to go now before it gets a little bit too forest deep that you hospital to it's so big, but it's still untouched. Yeah, what a lot of the world lived up 100 years ago before and was sort of developed.
So you've seen destinations, but you're kind of saying more about the cultural experience you think people are looking for. So about Unbridled, something different natural experience. So culturally, naturally, and kind of remote are the three these people are looking for. So
Yeah, absolutely. And we kind of call it traveling with a purpose. So a lot of people are looking to do something educational for their children, for themselves. We tie in, or we attempt to tie in at every level of our trips, not only on conservation, getting people involved in general conservation, and we represent these like beekeepers and seeing others that are in the industry to bring about some positive change that's tangible and feet on the ground instead of writing a check and not really knowing where it goes.
I think this is really exciting. I mean, I'm well encountering in this seminar personally that there is change. There is change. There are people aware of seakeepers and yourself as a broker. People are asking for more environmentally sustainable options on board and off board. People are stretching out in their senior locations, which is the beauty of yachting. There's always been a few yachts that did expedition, and now doing more so. Do you see any movement in Canada? As northern Canada, we're working with a lovely couple from Yachting Canada that seem to be driving more boats up there that don't seem to have much reach. You're seeing much of
Yeah, it goes hand in hand with Greenland. A lot of people want to do the Northwest Passage, and unfortunately, on a charter perspective, it's not really a feasible because maybe. And so what we're doing is piggybacking the west coast of Greenland into the start of the Northwest Passage. So they get all the good parts of the Northwest Passage and don't have to spend 2 or 3 weeks just staring at the Alaskan coastline until they get their way around. But at the same time, we're also doing things on the west coast. We do a lot of ice skiing. So destinations for British Columbia and Alaska are obviously top of the list, as well as Iceland.
awesome cooks and tours. Fantastic. So how long has the company been in business for?
We've been in business for 15 years. And we have close to, we'll be up to 30 full-time for the side of the industry.
Well, I've done, I think I was 156th captain to trans in the Northwest Passage. So that experience is pretty special. But for once you go through that area of the Arctic Inuit region, you've got about 10 days of just sitting there, and you go the north coast of Alaska, and then you've got the ice packs. So if you get a northerly wind, your ice pack starts punting down to your yacht, and obviously you risk being stuck in the middle of it. That's some great stories. So you got to pick your 10 days, and it is a boring 10 days. You can't see land, it's flat, you can't see the ice pack. You just sit there hoping the wind doesn't change to the north, But it's really special. I know we're going out of time, but I'm quite happy with how it all went. I know we had a few questions each. Apologise for not getting to them. I once kissed the Balani stone. The Balani stone gives you the gift of the gap. And I do want to ask Katie another question. What are some initiatives or innovations you are seeing in the charter market? That's what this is about. This is about the charter market, brokers, innovations. All of us are here to support you and support all brokerage firms out there. And what innovations do you see that can get us into 2025?
Well, so much out of the cool trends the past few years have been the expedition yachts that can go farther and do more, and the shadow boats that accompany them because clients want to. Well, there's a client for everything because they do have ones that are men who just want to do the staking and then give us everything over here. But a lot more people are.
Great point.
More people are going further afield and want to do more. I want to explore more Greenland. I had to go to some very cool off the beaten track places and more on the trends. I'm very passionate that we please get single-use plastic bottles off of yachts. There's so many reasons from the crew side and from just environmental side. Crew are loading up and knocked over cases of water and they're going to sit in the bilge for, keep on ditching plastic. So there's so many great products on some of the boats around here where the tap ends the bar has hot water, cold water, and carbonated water coming out of the same tap, which is fabulous. So I made sure to add to our corporate sheet at IYC to talk about the Hey Client Day are you comfortable just drinking the water on board? And because it really does take a conversation for some people to understand that this water is desalinated, filtered, and usually remineralized. But what you're drinking out of your unbridled water bottle is going to be far healthier than what you drink out of that plastic Fiji bottle. If that's the Fiji water. But, we don't know how long it's been sitting in that bottle. Could be quite a long time. So I'm deeply passionate about that conversation. Like I said, we've got our preference sheet so that every broker does start that conversation and talk to the clients about it. And the clients don't get it, and that's fine. But every client I've had most of the times is totally on board with just reusing these. And then they get to go home with their,
Unbridled.
yeah.
That's one of them. It's not just single-use plastics in terms of water bottles, people. It's, and everyone out there, it's the cutlery. And it's, what's another example, Brooks? of single-use plastic.
Your plate. Either while we wrap your like a good, could be a lot of things, you wake up, certain things we hear you being, it's fine to coffee side as well. That will get more elaborate style.
Matte belts.
Hand towels. Although hand towels, if you're, please hold if you watch them and all of that. But these some places would be like holdable while you go. You're so busy. That way you're able to not compete. But yeah, every little bit helps. And in a perfect world, we would, but you have to remember that some of our only for one professionally, and everybody does a little bit at a time, then it makes you think.
Thanks, Brooke. Appreciate it. And I will say out as well, I know we're wrapping out of time really quickly here, but I must say, take an opportunity to see each crew member, thank each crew member. I'm very emotional and passionate about the crew that we have and all the crews I've had in the past. It really has built me into the person I am, the type of leader I am, that I've learned from each and every one of them. But we'll finish with just a final statement from each person if you want. If you want to start with Aubrey, Katie, you can say whatever you want to say to just kind of wrap it up.
Yeah, of course. So just as far as looking towards the future, one here and everyone you guys encounter is moving towards more conscientious and responsible chartering, and focus on not only getting to enjoy these beautiful areas, but enjoying them responsibly so that you know that you're leading a better place. Finding different ways to do that. It could be doing a scientist-led expedition where you're contributing research or helping the local community out when you go there. But just giving yourselves to in Calabac for just starting this conversation and keeping it top of mind with yourselves, your companies, and your guests that you got to
We fly the flag. All flags need to be flying for the SeaKeepers. And Sasha yourself from Charter Itinerary, one of the greatest innovations I've seen in my career, beyond in 24 years, and we're only just starting. On December 15th, there's a new update.
Yeah,
We like call it a new package coming out.
so we have the new Captain's Plan coming out, which again, the name of the game is to help you guys communicate with each other better to end up giving the guest a better experience. So just briefly touching on that effectively, anyone, whether it's a CA or a broker, will be able to share the itinerary with the captain directly and let them continue editing it during the trip, during the travels. Obviously, captains say have it, but I think in general, it's important. We're here on behalf of tech companies, and we've heard so many great things. Crookston has so many great adventures for almost any type of guest. Katie, like yourself, there's blind mousing. There's just so much of it that can be done. So the key there is for technology companies to really enable professionals to streamline their processes, to offer the best possible services and activities to everyone, but also for technology companies not to shy away from doing that, not shy away from, for example, implementing AI support. We've heard just today in this hour, maybe 15, 20 different things that for government charter. So tech companies did sort of raise that will to use AI to help brokers, help central agents, and help that things. What can I do on my boat? What can I find? What would be best for my mind? That's just, I think, should be a stop on chartering. A key not to that build bit is taking everything that's out there and tailoring it on a firm client basis means to be done better, faster, smarter. So these things.
Agree, collaborating more.
Exactly.
The crew are going to bring out some food, I think, as well. So we're going to be wrapping it up shortly. We've got cooks and joys coming on Connor. John, what do you kind of think about the next adventures in yachting? You kind of where you see it going, not just your destination, but innovations or trends.
Yeah, no, I'm big on piggybacking off collaboration. I think that the yachting industry is small enough, global to really help educate a lot of people when it comes to where they can go and what they can do when they're there. I think a lot of people just don't have the time in their daily lives to do the research that we really do need to do things to figure out like where they can go and kind of positive impact they can have. There's also a lot of new regions coming into the government that being from Asia, a lot of younger people that are just active in general, and their time away from their family and unplugged is something that they have very little of. So we're trying to promote as much activity and positive impact where they are instead of on a global scale.
You're doing well. You're a global leader anyway. You're an industry leader. I just saw we have another broker here attending. Do you want to say what you feel is the next adventures you've seen? Just introduce yourself, but if you don't mind.
I'm from Macedonia, Greece. Well, it's my first time to be on this, discuss with the world. It's really interesting. Well, I think the charters and the brokers now are looking for more like few places that the guests that have to enjoy themselves, but also routine safety. First safety because being on the yacht and there might be some problems with the pilots, the wild, with the jump with the waters, the ducks, whatever. And also we'll have to look at that as well. So wherever the client goes and we are responsible for the client taking there, we also become the full picture of what do they do, where they're going, what they will do there, and how the crew must be on the client and have the best experience.
Well said. Finally, once again, I really appreciate your time. Time is really important these days. I do want to really thank Katie Carter of IYC. I think it's an honor to have you on board Unbridled, and also your wealth of knowledge in the industry. You are an industry icon, believe it or not. You didn't want to know it. Aubrey yourself have gone a long way with the SeaKeepers, and your personal story is quite passionate. It aligns with kind of high emphasis of looking after the world and the research side of things. Have you seen the whales in Dominican yet? Silverbank? Well, that's for me. If you want to, people try and go all over the but the Cooks and Tours could organise the whale thing in the Silverbank. It's where all the whales are great. It's just north of Dominican Republic, my second island. And they're all going to go there. And some great researchers there for whales and also shark research. Sasha of Charter Itinerary, like I said, I'm passionate because it's innovation. It's data. And I always say to crew, if it can't be measured, it can't be managed. And that's what you're providing the industry, providing a tool that we can measure and we can manage. So I'm very grateful. And Kevin, we go a long way back and obviously from the ocean as well. So what you're doing in the industry is really kind of taking a leap forward, putting a bit of a known entity, know boats, you know the ocean, you know the seas, you know what we're looking for out as captains, and making our jobs a little bit easier by providing these resources ashore so we don't have to show up to an island there and try and do all those logistics that you're looking for in half an hour in whatever language you have to try and figure out. So I really appreciate it. Once again, audience, thanks. Thanks to Unbridled. Thanks to an amazing crew and thanks to yourselves and each one of the speakers. Appreciate it.